Okay, Supervisor Koufax absent, the vote was unanimous. Let's move to item 10A. This second item I just mentioned, members in the audience might be interested in. This is the introduction and waiving of the reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 6.20 of the Mendocino County Code, providing for licensure of tobacco retailers. Sponsor being the County Counsel's Office. I'll turn it over to the County Counsel.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Gross will be handling this matter. This matter's been under review for some time in our office along with HHSA. The ordinance is before you, and if you have any questions regarding the proposed changes, Ms. Gross can handle that along with, I think.
Okay. Ms. Gross, your name for the record, please.
Terry Gross, Deputy County Counsel.
Thank you.
Basically, I'm here to answer your questions. I think we've looked at this ordinance numerous times. If the board has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Maybe for the entertainment of the audience, you could go over some of the changes that have been proposed.
Certainly. There are a couple of I would say there are several primary changes. One of them is we have decided, the agency has decided, to rather than rely on a grievance committee to hear appeals, and actually maybe I should step back and say this ordinance has been on the books since approximately '04. It's been extraordinarily successful in reducing the sale of cigarettes to minors in the county, as most of this ordinance is one of many ordinances statewide that licenses tobacco retailers in the county and lays out penalties for violations of both the license and sales of tobacco products to minors. That said, it seemed like it was time to take a look, revisit the ordinance, certain provisions of the ordinance, and one of them was the grievance procedure. When a retailer is found in violation of a provision of the statute, and through kind of an extended process, we came to the thought of replacing the grievance committee with a hearing officer who would be an attorney that is under contract with the county, that would be paid to hear any appeals to penalties or violations and actually write a decision that would be upheld by the county and appealable in a court. And prior to a violation or a penalty going to a hearing officer, we also decided that it would be important to have some kind of informal method of resolving disputes when a violation of the statute occurred. And so in this revised ordinance, we created an opportunity for the agency and the public health director to actually sit down with an individual retailer who was found in violation of the statute and try to take a look at the circumstances surrounding the violation and come up with an informal a resolution to the issue before even going to the hearing officer. Another primary change in the ordinance was the introduction of the prior ordinance relied on a system of suspending the license or revoking the license of the retailer when there was a violation. And what we did after extended review was introduce the concept of fines, payment of fines and or suspensions once a violation of the ordinance was found. And again, you know, the thought was to, and enter into a discussion of the circumstances surrounding the sale of tobacco to minors, and to take a look at each situation on a case-by-case basis, understanding that oftentimes the retailer itself is dependent on an employee to really uphold the state and federal laws. And actually, to that end, we amended part of the ordinance to expressly state that the sale to minors of tobacco products is punishable as a misdemeanor if the sale is either by the retailer or their employee. So we felt like it was time to revisit the statute and with an eye towards developing some mode of alternative dispute resolution, tweak certain provisions. But I do believe that the core of the statute remains, and in Mendocino County, it is still a violation punishable by fine or suspension